The car comes in, it gets popped in the trunk, and off they go. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, I'm Obi, an Aussie girl simmer, and today guys we are going to go through all the mods that I'm currently using in my gameplay. So grab yourself a drink and a snack and let's get into it. So first things first, every single thing that I mention in today's video will be listed in the description below. I'll also create a Patreon post with all the links, so it's easy. If you like anything today that I've showcased, you'll be able to go in and download it yourself. If you are new to downloading CC and mods, I will create a video on how to, because I was new to this a couple months ago. I used to play The Sims without any CC and mods. I cannot believe it, guys. I don't know how I did that, but I am so glad that I learnt and watched so many creators' YouTube videos on how to actually install it. But I'm happy to create a how-to video just to help you guys on downloading your CC and your mods and putting it into your game. All right, guys. Well, first, I also want to introduce you to the sim that I am using today for today's showcase. So her name is Isabel Montoya. She is married to her love of her life, Enzo Montoya, who is mighty fun. Now, they are expecting their first child, so she is in her second trimester. And also, just a little on the side note, Isabel and Obi are cousins, so they are related, and you will start to see Isabel appear in the next episodes on the Obi Sim Self Let's Play. So just a little, again, side note, Isabel's moved into Brittleton Bay. She used to live very far away, but after her and Enzo got married, they've decided to move into Brittleton Bay to raise children. So anyways, that introduction aside, we will meet her a little bit better and we'll get to know her some more when she starts appearing on the episodes. All right, guys, now that we've got the introductions out of the way, I just want to give a disclaimer as well. This is my first time ever creating a video where I'm talking about mods. So please be kind, guys. I'm not putting them in any particular order. Some will be for gameplay, some of them are cast, some of them are just overrides. So please bear with me as I create this video. Again, I'm not doing it in any particular order. However, let's start with cast. So my favorite mod that I cannot live without would be the more columns, which again, I'll link everything below in the description, and I'll create a Patreon post with all the links to make it super easy for you to go and download yourselves. So I know that the EA Sims comes with 2 columns. Girl, 2 columns is not enough for me with all of my CC as well. So for me, what works is the 5 columns. So I downloaded the 5. It also depends on your monitor size, I believe, and the resolution, etc. When I downloaded 6, it didn't really fit my screen properly. It would get chipped and cut off, so I wouldn't be able to see the hot weather or the cold weather, especially when I zoomed into the face and it would cut off. This whole section would cut off. So for me, 5 works. Feel free to try 5, 4, whatever works for you. But that is one that I absolutely cannot live without. It just makes viewing your items so much easier. Okay, the next one that I have is the more traits. So I've got more traits because EA does come with 3. However, I've got 5, but I've also got more traits, as in not only being able to select 5 traits, but actually more traits than what EA gives us. So as you can see here, I've got a trait that's called Delightful, which doesn't come with The Sims 4. This is obviously the mod. So Delightful is, it's pleasant to spend time with these Sims. They build friendships slightly faster and the Sims around them would get a happy buff. So there are so many, guys. There's Daredevil, there's Determined, Detached, Cold-Blooded. You've got some in Social as well. So you've got Amusing, Bashful. There are so many. There's over 100, I believe. So I think that's called the 100 traits. And again, I'll link it below. If I do have any of these names wrong, apologies and forgiveness. So they're the main 2 that I do have in cast, guys. So let's go back to gameplay and I will show you all the mods I'm currently using. Okay, guys, we are back. So the one that I'm going to talk about now is the MC Command Center. Now, I know some of you have probably heard about this everywhere. It's quite It's actually very popular, and rightfully so. There is just so much that you can do with the MC Command Center. To be honest, guys, I'm no expert. I'm still learning, but feel free to actually type it in YouTube, and so many amazing content creators go through what they use MC Command Center for. However, I can also create a how-to guide on what I know and some of my settings that I've created on MC Command Center that help with my gameplay. So just as an example, there are different ways that you can actually bring up the MC Command Center, and they'll give you different things that you can do, I guess. So you can either click on your sim and hit MC Command Center. It will tell you her age, who her spouse is, if she's got any current children, her residence. You can modify the household in CAS, so you can click on that and it'll take you straight to CAS. You can click on sim commands, which basically you can maintain a sim, so either kill them, delete them, teleport a sim that's not currently in your household or not even in the world. It will allow you to teleport them. There is just, guys, there is so many things that you can do. This controls your whole game. One of the things that I recently learned that I absolutely love. So remember how I said that Isabel and Obi are cousins? Well, I'm going to show you today how I can actually do that so that it comes up when I open up the profile. So if we go into relationships and we go into add a relationship, you will need to find the relationship. So I believe Obi and I are friends. I don't know if it'll come up. It won't come up, so I've got to physically go and find Obi's name, but you'll get all of the other NPCs on here. So if I go down to Obi, there we are, we're already friends, right? So I can either set Obi as Isabel's daughter, sister, mother, but I don't want to do any of that, right? I want to set her as my cousin. So I'll go into add family relationship bit. Then it says adds a real bit to each sim in the relationship. These are the relationships that show up on the sim profile panel. Note that they are not used for gameplay effects necessarily. They don't alter the family tree in any way, for example. They should really only be used for storytelling purposes. So if I click on family bits, I'm going to set Obi and Isabel as cousins. Then I'll exit. And if I go and have a look at our profile now, it will come up that Obi Mike is my cousin. So guys, it just controls your entire game. Now that's not all. If you click on your computer or your mailbox and you bring up MC Command Center, you will get a long list of settings. So you've got settings, you've got population. Guys, sky's the limit with this mod. I absolutely love it. So for example, in your MC Command Center settings, you've got gameplay settings. So you can adopt a neglected child. So you either turn that on or turn that off. You can set your game speed. So the normal default value, I can't speak today, is 25. I've set it to 27, which just basically means that my gameplay, so my day, goes a little slower. So you can set that up. You can change the maximum household size. So at the moment it's 8, right? That's our default. I could set that to 10. If I want to have 10 Sims in my household, or my girl Isabel wants to go and have a soccer team of kids, I can set that up right here. So sky is the limit, guys. I am more than happy to do a separate video on MC Command Center on the things that I've learned and I've adjusted for my gameplay. Please comment below and I'll be more than happy to do that. All right, to the next one. All right, guys. So the next one that I want to talk about today is Control Any Sim mod. So I've had to bring Obi over to test this out. So as you can see in my family, I've got Isabel and Enzo, right? Obi is here visiting. I can't control what she does. I can't do anything like that. But what I love about this mod is that it allows you to actually control the sim without them having to be in your family. So, for example, I will click on Obi, I will hit on actions, and I will control sim. So now, even though she's not in my family, I can still control what I want Obi to do. So I'm going to go, let's ask to feel baby. This happens so much, this helps, so much with gameplay, with storytelling, or even when you just want to control that sim, like you're like, oh, I don't want to have to go into their family to control them. Yeah, no, we don't like poop stories. Thanks, girls. Then if you don't want to control them anymore, you just click back onto the sim, go into actions, and don't control sim. And just like that, we're back to 2 people in the household. Alright guys, and the next one on the list is a food mod, of course, because we're all foodies over here. So we have the Granny's Cookbook by Littlbowbub. So guys, this cookbook is so freaking good. So as you can see here, you've already got a pie menu where you can go into Granny's recipes. You've got appetizers, barbecue, breakfast, meals. We've also got specialty recipes. So we've got baking, gourmet, cook a grand meal, snacks, cold drinks, hot drinks, or actual snacks. So you can even name the cookbook. I think Isabel named it Granny Lola's book because she's, you know, Granny Lola's given it to her. It also comes in different swatches. So let me just go into it. It comes in different swatches, so many swatches. It is so freaking cute. But besides that, the food is absolutely amazing, and you actually get to download the type of recipes that you would actually like in the cookbook. So if you don't want snacks, you don't need to have snacks. If you don't want specialty recipes such as cook a grand meal or gourmet, you actually don't need to download that. So I'm gonna get our girl to cook us something. So let's just, guys, look at the meals. Just look at the meals. There are, oh my God, so much. Meatloaf, shrimp gnocchi, potato soup, cream or vegetable soup. Let's actually cook that. I'm going to make a few things so that you guys can see how amazing the food actually looks. So the animation, the food itself, everything just looks amazing. Sorry, I've got her on like real quick speed. Look at the animation. Just look at that. The bowl, it's just super cute. Okay, now I can't wait for you guys to actually see the food because that looks, it's going to look amazing. Okay, she's popping it in the oven. We've also got, like I said, gourmet. So I've added a gourmet cheese board for whenever I have friends over. I'm also going to get her to make a cold drink. So guys, look at the drink, like the drinks: strawberry bubble tea, chocolate milkshake, avocado strawberry smoothie, chocolate bubble tea, honeydew bubble tea. Like just there. Oh my God, so much. Like this mod, I'm speechless. I have to have it in my game. I cannot go without it. But anyways, let's just have a look at the actual food. Guys, what on earth? That looks better than my cooking. Can you just look at how cute that looks? It is amazing. You guys gotta get this mod. It's left me speechless. I can't even talk. All right, on to the next one. All right, guys, the next couple of mods that I will be showcasing are by LittleMsSam. So the first one is Call to Meal. So I've gone ahead and created some more foods, delicious foods. I think that's like stuffed potatoes, and we've got the gourmet cheese board, and I have Obi here. So what I'm going to do is showcase one of the mods, which is Call to Meal. So for example, I can now, I've got in my pie menu, when I click on the food, I can actually select who I want to call to meal. So if I don't want everyone to eat and I want Obi just to eat, I can just click on Obi and she will come and grab the food. Then if I also want to eat as well as Obi, I'm just going to go here. And that means Obi will get some food and so will I. There we go. So I'm already eating. I don't know what's happening here, guys. Sorry about the couch. So Obi just ate and so did I. As in Isabel. Sorry. Okay. Next one by LittleMsSam is, for example, if I've put my leftovers in the fridge. So I'm going to give myself a couple of leftovers. The next one will be Choose Leftover Pie Menu by LittleMsSam. So I hate it when they wake up in the morning and they go and grab their leftover dinner from the night before, when there is leftover breakfast from the day before. So this way, this has another pie menu. When you click on your fridge, you can go get leftovers and it will list all the food that are currently in my fridge. So in the morning, when I want Isabel to wake up and have some breakfast and we've got some leftovers, she will go and grab pancakes instead of going and grabbing the barbecue that we had the night before. It's just something small, but it gives me the ick, and so I absolutely love this mod. Okay guys, so the next mod that I want to showcase is the RPO, or Relationship Pregnancy Overhaul by Lumpinou. So this mod is huge, guys. When I mean huge, there is so much to do. So I'm only going to cover a couple of the things that you can do with this mod. As I mentioned, I'll link it below, so please go and have a read for yourselves. So in the pie menu, you have two options. You can click on yourself, your sim, and you've got a pie menu here under relationships, family, and pregnancy. And then you've got all of these other options. So you can go and fill an online adoption application. You can look at surrogacy, jealousy, and infidelity. So you can choose whether you'd like your sim to always be faithful or have no jealousy towards a specific sim. So you get to choose what sim. Also, there are, my probably favorite one is under the pregnancy and family. So in this case, you can select what your sim's thoughts are on being pregnant. At the moment for Isabel, she's okay with being pregnant. So all of her moodlets is actually positive and happy about her being pregnant. If I had set her up with not being okay, so this sim, the physical effects and manifestations of pregnancy would be very psychological taxing. Whether she wants children or not, pregnancy would be difficult to go through. So she'd get all these negative moodlets. She'd be angry that she's pregnant, so she actually doesn't want the pregnancy. It's a really good mod as well for your storytelling and for your gameplay. The other things that you can do is you can go to early parenthood class, which is kind of like a rabbit hole. Same thing with birth class, or you can go and buy something for your upcoming baby. You can discover the baby number and birth gender. So this is really cool if you want to have a gender reveal party in your Let's Play or whatever you choose to do. The next part of the mod is you can actually select. So you click on a sim that's not your sim self and you go into the pie menu. Now you've got a series of different options here as well. So if your girl's a little bit of a, and she likes to have a very active sexual life, you can actually see if Enzo is the father, or you can lie. So for example, you could tell Enzo that he fathered Isabel's child, which is true, or you can tell a lie if you're wanting to be a little bit savage and toxic and tell him that he didn't father Isabel's child, which would be a lie. The other thing you can do, so obviously Enzo and Isabel are married, so I can't really select this option, but you can ask to marry due to having a child together. I love that for the dramatic gameplay, guys. The other one that you can do is if you do make up or break up, so you can demand a temporary separation, you can separate permanently, which is amicable, or you can separate permanently, which is obviously it gives you an angry moodlet. So all of this gives you a moodlet and it just adds to your storytelling and gameplay. So guys, there is so many options and so much to do with this mod. I absolutely love it, and I don't think that I could play my Sims games without it. Alright guys, the next one we have on the list is Life Tragedies by Sacrificial. So disclaimer is to be advised that this one is pretty hardcore, guys. So it allows you to murder a sim, kidnap a sim. I believe you can also get some illnesses as well. So if we have a look here, which I can show you one as well. So we've got bullying. You can even beat Carlos down. You can intimidate him or make fun of Carlos. There's kidnapping. So you can kidnap Sim to cave. Murders. You can murder him, gun down, execute, burn in flames. Like guys, when I tell you that this is like, yeah, it's savage. This mod. The other thing is though, you can actually change the options. So you can actually opt in or opt out to any of these life tragedies that you want in or out of your game. You can opt it out for a particular sim. You can give them a fatal illness. You can give them illness symptoms. You can unprotect them from murder or death. Or you can enable automatic tragedy occurrence for the sim. So I have had a couple of kidnapping happening in the game out of nowhere. I also had armed robbery. So Enzo was, part of an armed robbery. So look, it does add a lot of exciting events in your game. So sorry, Carlos, you're the scapegoat here. But if I was to organize something, So let's kidnap Sim to a cave. Yeah, that's what happens. And you get paid for it. Alright guys, just for visual effects, I'm going to do it again. So sorry, Carlos. So we're not going to drug the Sim, but do you see what I mean by it's brutal and savage? Or you can ask for ransom money from family members. But anyways, let's do it again. So we are going to get kidnap, and then let's do it in slow motion so you can see what actually happens. The car comes in, it gets popped in the trunk, and off they go. Don't worry, we'll be in touch with you soon. Ha ha ha. So yeah, that's just for extra effects so that you guys could see what you can do with the Life Tragedies mod. Alright guys, the next one on the list is the Smarter Pie menu by T-Max. I absolutely love this mod and cannot play without it. I remember just thinking when I used to open up my pie menu, there's got to be a simpler way, and there is. So if you know the interaction or whatever it is that you want your sim to do, instead of going through your pie menu and all the other options, you can type it in. So if I want to kiss Enzo, I'm just going to write the keyword kiss, and you will be able to kiss Enzo. Alright, you can also do it for yourself. So for example, this, I've just clicked on my sim, and if I want to go outfits, just type in outfits and you'll be able, all the options relating to outfits will come up. So absolutely love this mod guys. It just makes your life so much easier, especially when you have so many mods installed in your game. Alright guys, and that's it for today's video. These are the mods I always keep in my own gameplay, but I've got plenty more installed. If you want me to show off the others, just drop a comment and let me know. I'll have all the links waiting for you in the description, and I'll also post them over on my Patreon, so they're super easy to find. Thanks for watching, and can't wait to share more with you soon. Bye!